All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Kickturn Party! Here we are at JD, our resident historian's house.
We're at the museum.
We're at the museum, and we're just sitting here planning a memorial jam for our dearest, beloved homie,
JCab.
Jay Cabler.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't know. This is impromptu. We don't know what we're going to say, what we're going to do. But, yeah, we're going to have a memorial skate jam. And it's when?
It's July the 29th, this year, 2023, at the Knoxville Skatepark.
Yeah.
We've got a couple bands lined up. We're trying to line up some food trucks. And we're going to blast this all over social media and let everybody know that everybody regionally, anybody that can make it, everybody out there, man, Jay was a legend, Tennessee legend. Everybody knew him. Everybody loved him. So please come out, support who Jay was. We're going to have a little dedication of the park there for him.
Yeah.
And just celebrate the life of one of the truest skateboarders that I've ever known. And I'm just, I'm happy that I called him my friend for 40 years. And, and I'm still kind of tore up about it.
I'm totally torn up. Yeah, we've been shedding some tears tonight. We've been thinking about Jay, talking about Jay, all of his
I'm wearing
flaws
one of his t-shirts.
and all of his wonders. I mean, he was, even when he was a jerk, he was awesome. But we loved him so much. You know, Jay's the kind of person who was like this under the radar legend. He knew everybody in the industry. Every time we would pull up at a contest or some event, everybody was like, Jay, what's up? And if you knew the history this guy has, the photographs he's taken, the videos he's taken, you know, check out his YouTube page.
Yeah, the JCabler on YouTube, the skatecab.com, and you know, I've been having to go through all of his stuff at his house these past couple of weeks, and just the history that's there.
It's crazy.
We met over there this weekend to hand out, you know, some of his old stuff to his boys, and so we have shit to remember him by. But damn, the guy had and knew so much, and
he would totally edit this video and take your shit and damn out of it.
Sorry, Jay.
He didn't want anybody to hear the bad language.
It's a family show.
Let me just hear, because I'm like the last in a line of friends of Jay. And I would say that Jay had become, I met him in 2006, and he became one of my dearest friends. And I probably spent, unfortunately, more time with him than you guys did in the
past couple of years, yeah.
Because everybody had their lives to live, and I was fortunate/unfortunate to have gone through this traumatic event and found myself with Jay all the time.
Well, and JD as well. You guys did your Saturday thing every week, and you know, Jay never had, he never got married, never had no kids, and I had 4 and a wife, so I always had something to do, and it was road trips for me, and getting together on the weekends to skate or whatever, and but.
I want to hear like the first time you all met Jay. That's the story I want to hear right now.
I can't tell you the first time I met him, but it was late '84, early '85, and I was a punk kid. I was 9 or 10 years old. I had moved to the neighborhood where Team THC lived, and my parents moved in about a half a block from the famed THC Halfpipe.
Wow!
And it had just been completed. I think within a month or two when I moved in there, and that was, I tell the story all the time. I saw it. I saw the guys blasting out of it, and the clouds parted, Rays of Sunshine came down, and angels started to sing. And that minute, I became a skateboarder. And for the first couple of times I would go over there, I'd have to hide in the bushes because I didn't want them to find me. And then they would jerk me out of the bushes and say, "Get on a fucking skateboard, kid." And
I beg your pardon?
And they would give me one of, and usually I'd borrow Doug Walker's board because he was goofy foot and he was nice.
And he was nice, yeah.
And I would fake you on that half pipe, and within a month or two, I had my first real skateboard, and I was doing kick turns, and you know,
killer. I
was the grommet of the group. I still am. I'm still the damn grommet of the group, man.
I know.
And that was 1984. 4 or 5. I can't remember exactly.
What about you, JD?
I mean, I just remember going over there on like Saturdays and like.
And you didn't like him at first.
Well, no, because he was. When I would go over there, he'd be like, "Rawr," and he would like be yelling out the window, y'all.
That was Adam.
Yeah, well,
give me $1. Give me $1.
And J2, he's like, we're trying to sleep, and it'd be like Saturday morning.
Oh yeah, no. So
Yeah.
I knew better because I lived next door, and I knew noon was the earliest on a Saturday or any day really. Noon was the earliest, and that was back when a lot of kids would show up on the weekends.
And I was one of them.
And that would, did you skated the unfair too?
Yeah. And I would show up, and he would be like, oh God, blah blah, and I'm like, look. I was like, I got a ramp at my house, and it's only 8 foot. Come on, skate. And we're like, why the hell do we want to go skate an 8-foot ramp when we got a 10-foot ramp?
So I'd get up on Saturday mornings, and I'd go hit the unfair until about 11. Then I'd come home and eat lunch. And then at noon, I could go and hit the half pipe. And I'd get out there, and inevitably, well, Jay didn't live at the ramp for a while. So at first, it was Mike and his dad.
Right.
Then it was Mike and Edwin. And then it was Mike and Adam. And then it was Jay and Adam. Then Jay and Cornhead and Adam, and the rest is history.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't realize what had happened the night before. If I had realized that, I would have not shown up at 9 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
So about you, when was the first time you met JCab?
Well, I knew about him from the time I was 12 years old because the Unfair article came out, and all of you Knoxville cats were legendary, especially in like the East Tennessee circle because we were
Tennessee.
Whoa, these guys, they're next level. And I came here in '89, and I kind of quit skateboarding. I hate to say it, but I did, and it was like, am I going to be a skate rocker or a skateboarder or a punk rocker? And I decided to be a punk rocker. I know, I should have been both.
Motherfucker.
It was stupid, but that's what I did because I didn't know anybody. And anyway, my kid fell in love with skateboarding, and I started courting the city and county, and met Brian Bushane, and found out the city and county weren't too keen on skate parks, and I just kept pushing for it because my kid was so passionate about it. And then got in touch with the city councilman, Chris Woodhull, and eventually got this meeting over at Tribe One on Magnolia, and told Brian about it. He told you and Jay about it. You all showed up, and that's where our friendship started. I was just this stupid art kook, and they were like, who's this art fag?
Who's the artist kook?
Yeah. And I designed a t-shirt for fundraiser.
Still
and of
have
course,
mine?
Jay commandeered and made his own logo. Whatever. I just want a skate park. But yeah, we started hanging out, and there was like no awkwardness. It's like we all just sort of fit in together.
That was like 2005 or 6 when we started having the skate park booth.
Right.
And we would set up anywhere the city would let us. And we did Sundown in the City for 2 years in a row.
Whoa.
Every concert that they would, and Ashley Caps let us have a free booth.
Yeah.
Like we got in with them, and we got a free booth for.
What about the cooler?
And so
the cooler.
We would sneak
a
cooler beer in, and we had the best booth there. We had lights and a TV showing skate videos. The firemen would come by, and we'd give them skate park stuff. And we would sell T-shirts, guerrilla effort to get a skate park. And I remember talking to Brian and going, man, it's like Jason's been there the whole time. It's like he's always been there. But and so Jay and I, that was back when we both drove green Subarus. And we would load that whole booth up in our car. We would go to Pluto and pick it up, load it all into the Subarus, get down there early because Brian couldn't get down there. He had to close the shop. And we'd set it all up, and then Brian would show up and get us some pizzas. We'd have the cooler beer.
So great.
And then after the sundown was over, we'd run everything to the garage and put everything in the cars.
Right.
Then we would go race in the other car.
That's right.
And we would skate till 1 o'clock in the morning until Knoxville cleared out or whatever.
Yep.
But,
and then like Scotty Boy would make fun of my gut. And I would say, Scott, I can lose the gut, but you can't lose the Vulcan tattoo.
But through all of that, he's always been our glue.
Yeah.
He's always been the guy that kept us organized, kept us focused. Like,
absolutely.
If Jay was here right now doing this episode, we'd have a sheet of paper with all of our script on it, what we were talking about, what videos were queued up, and if we got off point, he would circle us back around.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times he'd edit it out. He'd just look at us and go, no.
Yep. Yeah, he'd just stop and shake his head at me because I was always throwing some foolishness in there. But yeah, he took me under his wing in 2016, and I went through a real traumatic event, and he was like, "Bunny, no, you're not going to cry. We're going to go skateboard here. We're going to go paddleboard here. We're going to go snowboard here." And we did a lot of that.
Man.
And I thank you, Jay Kabler. I mean, you saved my life.
A couple of years before that, I went through the same thing.
Yeah.
And he did the same. I slept on his futon down in the basement, and he went through the same thing with me and saved me from severe
deep depression.
Yeah, exactly.
depression.
Same thing here.
Kept me out, and I mean,
all right.
Yeah.
Saturdays, man,
Saturdays
I was so
planned.
envious of your all
I
Saturdays.
know, I was too.
It was
I'd
all
meet you
planned
guys
out.
sometimes, but yeah.
He
All
wanted
right,
to make
we're-
sure everybody had a good time.
We're 10 minutes into this. You've had enough of
Yeah.
us. So here's the deal. We're going to be at Tyson Skate Park.
Knoxville Skatepark, July 29th.
That's right. From 12
Saturday.
p.m. to 10 p.m.
We got a couple of bands. We're gonna get some food trucks. We'll even have fucking t-shirts. So come out. Just show love for Jay Kabler.
And come.
The guy.
Skate Destroy!
The guy is why Knoxville has a scene today.
Yes.
Exactly.
Whatever you think, he's why you've got a scene. So we love you. Jay loved you. Even if you hated him, Jay loved you. You jerks.
Thanks for stopping by.
Kickturn Party!